Hello everyone, this is Glenda Winkleman and welcome back to Creative Grandma. I got a wonderful granny style poncho here to show you today. This pattern is number 517, the granny style poncho. It is an adult size poncho and it fits the size is one size fits most. I would say it would fit between a small and a large person. Now in this video today, I used a 6-inch block and we're turning it into a poncho. But I did want to say also that if you like this yarn and this granny square, you don't have to make a poncho. You can actually turn it into a wonderful afghan. Now this poncho pattern here, I used Premier Yarn's Puzzle. It's a bulky weight yarn and I used 2 skeins of 1050 number 8 Hangman and 2 skeins of 1050 number 11 tangram. What this is this is 2 different purple blends. One is a light purple blend, which you can kind of see that real light purple in the squares. It also has a mix of like blues, a really little bit of green, and then the dark purple has dark purple and a darker blue. So we're just combining the two to give a very wonderful blending of colors. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now my mannequin is from like the 1930s. It's fallen apart, so it's not doing justice to this poncho because there's no arms on the mannequin. It's just a straight form, so it's kind of hanging strangely. But this video today, I'm going to walk you through how to make the blocks, how to crochet the blocks together, and then how to put the blocks together for the poncho itself. We're going to make the drawstring. I'm going to show you how to put the border around the neck as well as the border around the bottom of the poncho. So before I get this project started, I thought I forgot to show you the yarn. So it would be nice if you would be able to actually see the yarn I chose for this poncho. Now this first color is Premier Yarn Puzzle and this color is Hangman. This is the darker color purple. You can see the purples and blue intertwined. You can see the light purple and then the dark purple. You can see blue with purple. Just wonderful, wonderful blending of colors. So this is the dark color I chose. And then this color here is Tangram. This is a beautiful, this looks almost bluish here, but this is real light purple with a little bit of lighter purple through it. And then you have the medium purple. This is like a green and light purple. Very, very pretty together. So we're just combining light purple with the dark purple blend. So I hope you like this yarn. I loved Premier Yarns. They were generous enough to give me the yarn to make this poncho. And I'll tell you, I have never worked with a yarn that I love so much. I think that I just love this for afghans. I love it for the poncho. I love it for hats, scarves. It works up quickly. It is so soft and cuddly. I just love it. I can't say enough good things about it. But that's the yarn I picked. Now we'll get started on the poncho. So to begin this project, I'm starting with Tangram, the light colored purple blend. And we need to chain 5. Now I already tied my knot on my hook. Now we need to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to skip 4 chain from the hook and we're going to go into the last chain from hook. Insert into that chain, yarn over the hook, and pull it through all loops on your hook. You just joined your chain to form a ring. So for round 1, all of our stitches will be made in the center of this ring. So to start round 1, we're going to be working a 3 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 8 times, all in the center of our ring. So our first 3 double crochet cluster will be made differently because we need to chain 2 to start that first double crochet half worked. So 1, 2, this creates our first double crochet, but we only want to work it halfway. So now we need to make our second double crochet half worked. Yarn over the hook, insert it into the center of that ring, yarn over the hook and pull it through the ring. You have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over the hook and pull it through 2 loops only. You have 2 loops on your hook, and you have your first 2 double crochet half worked. We need to make our 3rd double crochet of that 3 double crochet cluster. So yarn over the hook, insert it into the center of that ring, yarn over the hook and pull it through the ring. You now have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over the hook and pull it through 2 loops only. You now have 3 loops on your hook. You want to join these together to form a cluster. Yarn over the hook and pull it through all 3 loops on your hook. Your first 3 double crochet cluster is made, and now you're going to chain 2. And the first 3 double crochet cluster is always made different because of getting that chain 2, the height for that first stitch in each round. So now we need to do this 7 more times, so I'll show you one more time how to do a 3 double crochet cluster. So yarn over the hook, insert it into the center of that ring, yarn over the hook and pull it through the ring. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over the hook and pull it through 2 loops only. That's your first double crochet half worked. We need to make our second double crochet half worked. Yarn over the hook, insert it into that same center of that ring, yarn over the hook and pull it through the ring. You now have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over the hook and pull it through 2 loops only. You have 3 loops on your hook, and you have 2 double crochet half made. We need 1 more double crochet for our 3rd. Yarn over the hook, insert it into the center of that ring, yarn over the hook and pull it through the ring. You now have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over the hook, pull it through 2 loops only. You now have 4 loops on your hook. You have 3 double crochet half worked, and we need to join this together to form our cluster. Yarn over the hook and pull through all 4 loops on the hook. You just made your 3 double crochet cluster. Chain 2. That is the repeat. You need to do that 6 more times. I will meet you at the end of round 1 and show you how to join. I'm at the end of round 1, and you should have a total of 8 double crochet clusters and 8 chain 2 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to go up here to the top of our 3 double crochet cluster. Find that stitch. I know this is a little hard to see. You're going to go under those 2 strands, yarn over the hook, and join together. I'm going to fasten off my work. Now you can choose to pull your new color through if you would like. I like just fastening off. I chain 2, I pull out that yarn, and then I just pull down and it creates my knot, and then I weave that in later. So that is the end of round 1. I'm going to go ahead and find my dark color, which is Hangman right here, and I'm going to start round 2, so I'll be right back. We're getting ready to start round 2. This is where I fastened off, so I'm just going to pull this small piece of yarn that I have left over, and I'm going to hold it right up against my work. I'm going to insert my hook into that first chain 2 space. I have my new color, the darker color. I'm going to lay it right on top of that old strand. I'm just going to pull that new color through, and I'm going to chain 3, which counts as our first double crochet. So as I work my stitches, I will carry this on the back, and I will work right over those strands, and they'll get weaved right in my work. Okay, so to start, we already chained 3 for the first double crochet, so now we're going to work 2 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, all in this beginning chain 2 space. So yarn over the hook, insert it into that same chain 2 space, yarn over the hook and pull it through that space. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over the hook and pull it through 2 loops only. Yarn over the hook and pull it through 2 loops. You just made your first double crochet. We need one more. Yarn over the hook, insert it into that same chain 2 space, yarn over the hook and pull it through that space. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over the hook and pull it through 2 loops, yarn over the hook and pull it through 2 loops. This is the first half of our corner. We need to chain 2 and we need to work 3 more double crochet into this chain 2 space. So yarn over the hook, insert it into that same chain 2 space, yarn over the hook, pull it through the space. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over the hook, pull it through 2 loops only, yarn over the hook and pull it through 2 loops. We need to make another double crochet. Yarn over the hook, insert it into that same chain 2 space, yarn over the hook, pull it through the space, 3 loops on hook, yarn over the hook, pull it through 2 loops only, yarn over the hook and pull it through 2 loops. You just made your second double crochet. We need to make one more for our corner. Yarn over the hook, insert it into that same chain 2 space, yarn over the hook, bring it through that space, 3 loops on hook, yarn over the hook, pull it through 2 loops only, yarn over the hook and pull it through 2 loops. So that's how you make your double crochets, and this is our corner. We worked 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. So now we're going to work 2 double crochet into this next chain 2 space. So skip your cluster, yarn over the hook and work 1 double crochet in that next chain 2 space, yarn over the hook and work your second double crochet in that same chain 2 space. And that is your repeat. So now to work around, you will work 3 double crochet, whoops, let me grab my hook out of here, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet into this next chain 2 space, then you will work 2 double crochet into the next space, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet in the next space, 2 double crochet, and this is what forms your corners. I will show you one more time and then you'll only have to go around 2 sides. Okay, so this will be your repeat. Yarn over the hook and work a double crochet into that next chain 2 space. Yarn over the hook and work a second double crochet in that same chain 2 space. Oops, I need to grab some yarn. Crap. Yarn over the hook and work a third double crochet. So now we want to make our corner, so you need to chain 2, and then we're going to work 3 more double crochet in this chain 2 space, which helps turn your work and form your corner. So yarn over the hook and work 1 double crochet, yarn over the hook and work your second double crochet, yarn over the hook and work your third double crochet. And you can see that this is forming your corner and turning this into a square. So this is your corner that you made, and then you made 2 double crochet into the next chain 2 space. So we just made our corner. Now we need to make 2 double crochet into this next chain 2 space. So yarn over the hook and work 1 double crochet, yarn over the hook and work a second double crochet in that same chain 2 space. And that is your repeat. So go ahead and work your 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet in this next chain 2 space. You're going to work 2 double crochet into this next, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet into the corner, and then you're going to finish with 2 double crochet into the next space. I will meet you at the end of round 2 and we'll join. I'm over at the end of round 2, and this is what your work should look like. We're going to count up from the bottom and we're going to go to the top of our chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to insert, I know this is really hard to see, I'm sorry, to the top of that beginning chain 3, yarn over the hook and pull it through all loops on your hook. You just finished round 2. Again, you can pull your new color through or you can fasten it off. I fasten mine off and I'll work over that when I work my next round. So I'm going to grab my next color and I'll be right back to start round 3. So I'm getting ready to start round 3. I have my light colored yarn, which is the Tangram. Let me grab it here. I leave about a 2 to 3 inch length. Now to start round 3, we're going to join in any corner chain 2 space. So it doesn't matter which one. Just insert your hook into any corner chain 2 space, and I'm going to pull that new yarn through. So for the first corner chain 2 space, we're going to work a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So we need to chain 1. That starts and gets us to the height we need to make that first single crochet. Insert your hook into that same corner chain 2 space, yarn over the hook, bring it through that corner chain 2 space, 2 loops on hook. Yarn over the hook and pull it through 2 loops. You just made your first single crochet. You're going to chain 2, and we need to work 1 more single crochet in this corner chain 2 space. Insert your hook into that corner chain 2 space, yarn over the hook, pull it through that space. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over the hook and pull it through 2 loops. So this is the start of your repeat. You're going to work a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the corner chain 2 space. So now we're going to chain 1. We're going to skip this next double crochet. And with this yarn, it's kind of hard to see, so just pull your stitches apart. You're going to skip the next double crochet and you're going to work a single crochet into this next one. So skip that one, insert your hook into the next double crochet and work a single crochet. So far you worked a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the corner chain 2 space. You chained 1, you skipped the next double crochet, and you single crocheted into the next double crochet. So now we're going to chain 1. You're going to skip this next double crochet, and you're going to work 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 double crochet. So skip this next double crochet, insert your hook into the next double crochet, and work a single crochet. Insert your hook into the next double crochet and work a single crochet. You're going to chain 1. You're going to skip this next double crochet and you're going to work a single crochet into the next double crochet. So single crochet in that next double crochet. You're going to chain 1 and you're going to skip this last double crochet across, and you'll start your repeat all over again into this next corner chain 2 space. So I'll show you one more time and then you can finish around. So we're going to go ahead and start here again with our corner chain 2 space, and we're just going to jump over here and repeat this around each of the next 3 sides. So insert your hook into the next corner chain 2 space and work a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, all in that same corner chain 2 space. You're going to chain 1. You're going to skip this next double crochet and work a single crochet into this next double crochet. You're going to chain 1. You're going to skip this next double crochet and you're going to work 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 double crochet. So insert your hook into that next double crochet and work a single crochet. Single crochet into that next double crochet. You're going to chain 1. You're going to skip this next double crochet, and you're going to work a single crochet into this next double crochet. You're going to chain one. You're going to skip this last double crochet, and then you're going to start all over, and you're going to work your single crochet, chain two, single crochet into this corner chain two space. You will chain one. You will skip this next double crochet and work a single crochet into this next double crochet. You will chain one. You will skip this next double crochet. You will work a single crochet in each of these two double crochet. You'll chain one. You will skip this next double crochet and you'll work a single crochet into the next. You'll chain one and skip this last stitch, and you'll continue that around the last side. And I will meet you at the end of round 3, and we'll join in our beginning single crochet. So I'll meet you there. I'm at the end of round 3, and this is what your little block should look like so far. So to join, we're just going to come over into the beginning single crochet and go under the top 2 loops of that stitch, yarn over and pull it through all loops on the hook. I'm going to fasten off. I chain 2, 1, whoops, 2, I pull that yarn through, I grab it here, and then I just pull it down and it forms a knot, and then I just weave that in. Okay, so for round 4 and 5, we're going to be using the darker color. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my dark color, the Hangman, and I'll be right back to start round 4. Okay, so for round 4, this is where I fastened off. This is the corner chain 2 space, so I'm just going to pull this old piece of yarn that we fastened off around. I'm going to take about 2-3 inches of my new color and lay right up against that. And then I just work over those ends and weave them in. You're going to insert your hook into that beginning corner chain 2 space, and you're going to pull that new color through. You're going to chain 1, and we're going to work a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in this corner chain 2 space. So insert your hook and work a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet all in this corner chain 2 space. We just made our corner. We made a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet all in this corner chain 2 space. So now we're going to chain 2. We're going to skip this next single crochet, and we're going to single crochet into this chain 1 space. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to skip the next single crochet and single crochet into this next chain 1 space. You're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to skip the next 2 single crochet, and you're going to single crochet into this next chain 1 space. You're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to skip this next single crochet, and you're going to single crochet into this next chain 1 space. Now you're going to chain 2. 1, 2. You're going to skip this last single crochet, and we're going to start our repeat over and go down the second side. So our repeat starts with the corner. You're going to single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into this corner space, and then we're going to repeat our chain and single crochet across. I'll show you one more time, and then you can finish the last 2 sides on your own. So a repeat begins with You skip this last single crochet, and we're going to work a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in this corner chain 2 space. So insert your hook and work your first single crochet, chain 2, come back in the same corner chain 2 space and work another single crochet. You just created your corner. We're going to chain 2. We're going to skip this next single crochet, and we're going to work a single crochet in this chain 1 space. You're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to skip this next single crochet, and you're going to work a single crochet into this chain 1 space. You're going to chain 3. You're going to skip the next 2 single crochet, and you're going to work a single crochet into this next chain 1 space. You're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to skip this next single crochet, and you're going to work a single crochet in this next chain 1 space. You're going to chain 2. You're going to skip your last single crochet, and you're going to start your repeat all over again from the corner and work across. So go ahead and finish around the next 2 sides exactly as you did the first 2 sides, and I will meet you at the end of round 4. So I'm over at the end of round 4, and I'm getting ready to start round 5. So to join, we finished with our chain 2, and we're going to skip this last single crochet. So insert your hook into the top of that beginning single crochet of our round under those 2 loops, 2 strands, yarn over the hook and slip stitch together. You just joined round 4 together, and we're getting ready to start round 5. So round 5, we're going to slip stitch into our chain 2 space and get where we need to be to start round 5. So insert your hook into that chain 2 space, yarn over the hook, and pull it through all loops on your hook. Now you're in position to start round 5 because we need it in our corner chain 2 space. So in our corner chain 2 space, we're going to chain 3, which acts as our first double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to work a double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, all in this corner chain 2 space. So yarn over the hook, insert it into this chain 2 space, yarn over the hook, pull it through, and work that double crochet. You're going to chain 2. Now we need to work 2 more double crochet, all in this same beginning corner chain 2 space. So yarn over the hook and work your first double crochet of the second half of your corner. Yarn over the hook and work your second double crochet. So this is the start of our repeat. The repeat starts with 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet into the corner chain 2 space. We're going to work 2 double crochet in each chain space across to that corner. So yarn over the hook and work 2 double crochet into that first chain 2 space across. There's 1. There's 2. Now we're going to work 2 double crochet in our next chain 3 space. Yarn over the hook and work your first double crochet. Yarn over the hook and work your second double crochet. You're going to work 2 double crochet into your next chain 3 space, yarn over the hook and work your first double crochet, yarn over the hook and work your second. You're going to work 2 double crochet into this next chain 3 space, yarn over the hook and work your first double crochet, yarn over the hook and work your second. Now we're over to our chain 2 space, So yarn over the hook and work 2 double crochet into that last chain 2 space across your block. And that is the end of your repeat. So now we're back over to our corner chain 2 space. So what you're going to do is you're going to work 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet into your corner, and then you will work 2 double crochet in each one of the chain spaces across to the next corner. Very simple, easy round. So go ahead and work your repeat around each side, and I will meet you at the end of round 5. I'm over to the end of round 5, and this is what your block should look like. Very, very pretty blending of colors. We're going to join our round. We're going to count up to the top of our beginning chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to insert your hook into the top of that chain 3, yarn over the hook, and pull it through all loops on the hook. I'm just going to fasten off my work. I chain 2, 1, 2. I pull up on my hook and pull that yarn out. I grab that strand of yarn, I take my fingers, and I just pull that down. I'll weave that in. So you only have 35 more blocks to make. You need a total of 36 blocks for our adult poncho. So go ahead and get your blocks finished. Come on back. I'll show you how to join your blocks, how to lay them out, and make that poncho. I'm back, and as you can see, I have my piles of my 36 blocks made. And if you look at all the different blocks, you can see that some of the colorations, some have like a bluish border, some have the dark purple, and then some even have like the tweed going around. So when you're laying your blocks out and you're joining these together, kind of make sure that you have a nice selection of the different colors. You don't want to take all the dark purples and put all the dark purples together. You want to have that variety of the different colors, that blending, as you will, when you're putting your blocks together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to join the blocks together, and then I'll show you how to lay them out and how you need to put them together to form the poncho. So let me shove these back. I'm going to grab these 2 blocks here, and it doesn't matter how you lay them out because they're the same on all 4 sides. So this one you're going to have the right side facing, this one the right side's facing, but you're going to flip that over. So this one, the right side's facing, this one, the right side facing goes down to the other one. So right side facing, and then this one's the wrong side facing. So I'm going to take this, and you're going to go up to your corner. Let me zoom in on this because it's a tweed type color, it's hard to see. Now we finished with the hangman, the darker color, so we're going to use the darker color to join our squares. So I'm just going to leave a piece hang, and I'm going to pull that new color through. But when you go up to your corner, you're going to see your chain 2. You want to go in that first chain 2 space to the right. So insert your hook into that first chain 2 space of the corner, and then match it up with the first chain stitch of that corner of the one below. And you're just going to match your stitches up across your work. So I single crochet mine together. Now if you want to sew with yarn and needle, then you just go in the same spot and you're going to whip stitch your blocks together. I prefer to crochet, so I'm going to pull that new color through. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to single crochet in that first chain through both thicknesses. Yarn over the hook, pull it through that chain, yarn over the hook, and pull it through 2 loops. You just made your first single crochet. You're going to look for that next chain space of that corner chain 2 space, and you're going to go in that second chain, and then you're going to pull your back one up, look for that second chain, and you're just going to match these stitches across. Work your single crochet. You're going to look for the next stitch. Insert into that loop I go into the front loop of the stitch, and then I go into the back loop of the stitch behind it. So front loop, back loop. This creates a ridging that gives your work a little bit nicer look. Insert into the front loop of the next stitch, and you're going to go into the back loop of the next stitch. Work a single crochet. You're going to go into the front loop, the first loop facing you, and you're going to go into the back loop of the one on the bottom, which technically this is the front loop. When you flip it around, I'm sorry, it would be the back loop. So you're actually going into the back loops of each stitch. So let me go ahead and work a few more. So you go into the top loop of the one on top, and you go into the back loop of the stitch on the bottom, and you work a single crochet. Find your next stitch, work in that first top loop of that stitch, find your bottom square, work in the back loop of that next square, and you're going to go ahead and work that across. So go ahead and continue what I just showed you. You're going to work across, and you're going to work in each of these 2 corner chain spaces, and you'll finish at the last corner chain 2 space. I'll meet you there and show you how to finish. Now I worked over, and this is my last chain space of that corner chain 2. I know it's a little hard to see, but I'm going to go into that last corner chain 2 space. I already worked in that first corner chain 2 space when I came across. Now I'm going into the second chain 2 space, match it up with the one in the back, and work your single crochet. So that is what your work should look like if you're single crocheting across. I'm going to just fasten off my scissors. I need new scissors. I chain 2, I pull that yarn out and just pull down. It knots it. And when I'm doing this, I just take my crochet hook and I weave my ends in as I go, because it's so much easier to just take that couple seconds, weave that end in up and down through those stitches. And then I just trim that. And when you open up your work, you'll see it has a nice edging in between. It gives a nice edging on both sides of your work. So what you're going to do is you're just going to grab the next square, right side facing. You're just going to put the other square, let me zoom out a little. We have these 2 together. Right sides are facing up. You take your other square, right side, you put it down, and the wrong side will be facing, and you lay it right on top of the right side of that square. And you're going to do the same thing. You will start in the first chain of that corner chain 2 space. You'll single crochet, matching these stitches up through both thicknesses, clear across, and ending with the last chain 2 space of that corner chain. And that's how you join your squares together. So now I'm going to show you a diagram. And this is the diagram. You need to make, you're going to take 3 blocks, and you're going to crochet them together, 3 blocks. So that is 1 row. You need to crochet 3 blocks together for row 1, 3 blocks together for row 2, and 3 blocks together for row 3. And then you're going to do 3 rows of 9 blocks. So I have 3 blocks joined together, and I did that 3 times. So this is where I'm at so far. I did my 3 blocks across, that would be this one. I did my second 3 blocks across, that would be this one. And I did my third set of 3 blocks, and that would be this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and set these aside. Now we're going to work on the bottom. So we sewed 3 together. Now we need to do the last 3 rows, and we need to sew 9 blocks together. So repeat what you did for the 3, only make sure that there's 9 blocks long. and do that 3 times, and then I'll show you how to join your rows together to form the poncho. So I have my 3 sets of 3 sewed together, and now I'm going to show you how to sew the rows together. So at this point, we are working on this section here, this top little square of 3 blocks across by 3 rows. This is the only thing we're working on right now, is this little block right here. So when you go to sew your rows together, make sure you're looking. Now here's a blue, so you don't want to have like this as the end. You want to try to have like, here's a dark purple, here's the blue, just so they're kind of, when you're sewing them together, mixed a little bit. That way it makes it look so much nicer. So I'm going to grab my hook and my yarn, and I'll be right back to show you how to join these rows together. So to join the rows together, I'm going to just pull out this bottom row, take it out of the way, and pull these 2 rows down. All my rows are right side facing up towards me. So you're going to take your first row, and you're just going to fold it right over top, and you're going to bring your right side facing, and it's going to be touching the right side facing here. So you just flip it over, and your wrong side will be up. We're going to put these together exactly as we did sewing the blocks, only it'll be a little different over at the joining seam. So let me get a little close up here. I'm going to grab my yarn. We're going to start at the corner. You're going to put them together, and you're going to count over to this first chain 2 space. I know it's really hard to see, 1, 2. So the best thing to do is look for your double crochet on the side and go in that next chain space of the corner. You're going to match it up with the one in the back, look for that double crochet on the side, and you're going to go into that first corner chain space. Okay, so that's the side of your work, and we're going to be working across. So I leave a small length, and again, you're going to put these together just like you are the block. So pull that yarn through, chain 1, and work a single crochet in that same chain space. Whoops. And I leave that length of yarn that I started with right behind my work, and I work my stitches over it. So you're going to try to find that next chain space, because it's a corner chain 2. Insert into that corner chain 2 the next chain space, match it up on the back. Get that out of the way so you can see. Insert it into that corner chain 2 space in that second chain, and work a single crochet. So now you're going to do the same thing. Look for that first double crochet here, turn it, look for that first double crochet here, match those stitches up, insert your hook through both thicknesses, go through both thicknesses, and work a single crochet. I'm going to work over to the joining seam. I'm matching my stitches up as I go, and I'm working a single crochet. So since you already joined your squares together, you know how to do this much of it. So I'm going to work over to the joining seam, and then I will show you how to do across where your joining seam is. So go ahead and work across your block, and stop when you get to this last double crochet before the first joining seam. So stop right here, I'll meet you there, and I'll show you how to go over this part of the joining seam. I just worked in my last double crochet. Let me pull my hook out. I know it's really hard to see with this yarn. I just worked my single crochet across. Here's my last double crochet, and here's my joining stitch. So this is kind of like the corner of your block. So what you're going to do is right at your joining stitch, you'll see a space right here where there's some yarn. So here's your joining stitch, and if you look, there's a space here and there's a space here. Trying to pull it up so you can see it. So there's a space and here's a space on each side of that joining seam. That's the spot that you're going to go in, here and here. So you worked your last single crochet and that last double crochet. So you're going to skip this part here and you're going to go right over until your hook touches this joining seam in that space right there. Find your back piece. You're going to skip here, look for your joining stitch, and you're going to go in that space right up against your joining seam, and you're going to work a single crochet. You're going to skip the joining seam itself, and you're going to put your hook right up against that joining seam, and you should find that stitch right there. Go to the back, here's your joining stitch, and here's the stitch. If you just take your hook and go right beside that joining, I'm trying to, this yarn is terrible to see, but here's the joining seam in the back, and just take your hook right up against the side of it and you'll find the stitch. Work your single crochet. And that's all there is to doing your joining stitch, going across. Work that last single crochet and that last double crochet, and then insert your hook. I'm going to pull this out and show you one more time. You worked in that last double crochet. You're going to come over and you're going to put your hook right up against that joining seam at the top, and you'll find your stitch right at the top of that. You're going to go to the back. Here's your joining seam. Go right from the front to the back, right beside that joining seam, and work your single crochet. You're going to skip the joining seam itself, and you're going to put your hook in right beside it, right up against that joining seam, and you'll find your stitch. Do the same thing in the back. Here's your joining stitch, seam, insert right beside it, and you'll find that stitch. And that's what helps you get across your joining and makes it look really nice. Then you're going to look for your next double crochet, insert into the top of that double crochet, look on the back. Where's your first double crochet? It's right here. So you're going to insert into that stitch, and then you match your stitches up across to the next joining seam, and you continue doing your joining seam in this manner. So I'm going to go ahead and work across, and I'll be right back when I'm done. I crocheted my first set of blocks to my second set, and you can see the nice look it gives it when you put it together. You can see this little bit of a ridging, but I stopped at my last double crochet, and you have 2 corner chain 2 spaces. So when you get to your last double crochet, you also need to go into those last 2 corner chain 2 spaces and work a single crochet. So there was the first corner chain 2. I'm going into the second, match it up to the one on the back. That finishes the row. Let me grab my scissors. I'm going to fasten off. Pull that down. I'll weave that in through here, and then I'm opening it up. Let me zoom out just a hair so you can. So that's what your work should look like. So now you're going to grab your third row, see where you want it. Do I want it here, or do I want to bring it up to the top and have that blue up there? It's all in your preference. I think I'm going to let it up at the top. I'm just going to flip that third row right over on top of my work. You want your right sides together. This row, the wrong side will be facing. You're going to join that together the same way you joined your first 2 rows together. So I'm going to go ahead and crochet across this and join it, and I'll be right back. So I'm back, and I have my 3 sets of 3 blocks sewed together, which gives me 3 across by 3 down for a total of 9 blocks in this small section. So now what we're going to work on is we need to do this bottom row where you need to crochet 9 blocks across. So instead of 3, you're going to go for a total of 9. And then you need to do that 3 times, and you'll have 3 strips of 9 blocks across. You'll crochet them together. I went ahead and did mine. So let me throw it here on the table. It's really too big to get in the camera shot because my table's too small. So when you're finished, you will have 3 blocks running up and down, and then you will have a total of 9 blocks across. So I hope that makes sense to you when you can't see the whole thing. You crochet 9 blocks together in a strip across, and you do that 3 times, and you'll have 3 rows of 9 blocks. Then you crochet your 3 rows together, making sure that your blocks are evenly spaced so you kind of have the purples and the blues and stuff mixed nicely. And when you're done, again, you will have 3 blocks up and down, and you'll have a total of 9 blocks across. So go ahead and get that done, and I'll be right back and show you the placement of how to put your small block on your big row, and then we'll get this poncho put together. I'm back. I have my long row of 9 laying here. This is the end. You can't see them all, but there's 9 blocks running across the top of here. So now what we're going to do is I have it laid out. This is the end. I have this as the right side of my work on my right hand side, and then we're going to join our 9 block square here to the top of the right hand side end. So this is how we're going to lay it out. Lay out your 9 blocks like this on your table, and then take your 9 block little square and kind of look at how you want it. Make sure your blocks aren't the same when you're laying it here. Make sure they look nicely. I'm going to pull this down a little bit. Just kind of turn it and see where, what colors you want where. So we're going to take this small square and we're going to flip it over. This is the right side, this is the right side. We're going to pull that over, and then the wrong side will be facing. Your right sides are together. We're going to crochet the top of this 3 square small block to the top. I'll pull this back up, of our long 9 square section. So again, you laid this here, you grab this, and then you flip it down over top of this, and we're going to crochet across the top on that row. So I'm going to grab my hook, I'm going to insert it. Again, you need to insert it right in that corner. You're going to insert it right in that corner like you did before in that first. Look for that double crochet on the side, and then go into that first chain space. Match it up to this first chain space, and then you're going to crochet this small block to this longer 9 block section. Again, let me show you the picture. All we're doing is taking your 3 blocks across by 3 blocks down that you crocheted together, and we're going to attach it to the right hand side. You're going to right side facing, grab this corner, flip it over top, so your right side is facing the right side. Your wrong side will be facing when you crochet this top together. Go ahead, crochet this together, and what you should have when you're finished is an L shape. And I'm going to go ahead and do mine, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sewing my 3 blocks across, and I'm over to the seam where I'm going to end. So I thought I better stop because some people might get confused of where to go with their stitches. So this block is ending here, so I want to stay on this side of my joining seam. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into that first chain of our ending corner of that top set of 3 blocks, and I'm going to work it the first chain into that last double crochet stitch, same as you just worked, and I'm going to work a single crochet. Then I'm going to insert into that second chain, and then I'm going to put my hook in the second chain and then go right in that space on the side of your joining stitch of the same side of your block and work your single crochet. And that's how you end when you're ending in the middle of a row, because I want to keep this block on this side of that joining seam, so that keeps it on this side. So I'm just going to fasten off. I do need a new pair of scissors. Okay, I'll weave that in later. And then when you open your work up, let me zoom out. Oops. I always turn that the wrong way. Okay, when you zoom out, you're going to have your 3 squares, and then you're going to have your long row of 9. I'm so sorry, I should have threw this on the floor. Okay, so there's your top 3 blocks. You got to remember these are 6 inches, so this is 18 inches. I'm trying to get into the view. And then this is your long 9 rows here. It just creates a long sideways L. So when you crochet everything together, this is what your shape should look like. I sewed my 3 rows of 3 to the top of my 3 rows of 9 blocks on the right hand side. So now we're going to join these long L shape. This is what it should look like. You have your 3 blocks of 3 here, and then your 3 rows of 9 blocks here. So we need to take this top of these 3 blocks, and we're going to take this and fold it over. So let me see if there's a way I can get this all on the camera. This is the left side of our 9 blocks. This is the left side where we start our 9 blocks. So you're going to take the top where you just sewed your 3 blocks, and you're going to fold this over, and you're going to take the top of your 3 blocks in that right corner, and you're going to lay it on top. This is your 3 rows of 9 going towards long ways towards the right, and then you're going to take the top of your 3 block square that was in the top right, and you're going to lay it right on top of those blocks here. So let me grab my diagram. You're going to take the top of this, you're going to take it, and you're just going to fold it down and bring it right here, so this top of these 3 blocks are aligned with the top of the 3 blocks on the left side. So when you're looking at it, your right sides are together, and then the wrong sides are facing. So again, you want the top of these 3 blocks, going to take it, and you're just going to bring it around here, and you're going to lay this top of these 3 blocks right on the top of the 3 blocks in the left hand side of your work. So your work's laying like this. Take this, bring it down, so these top of these 3 blocks are laying on the top of these 3 blocks. Your right sides are together, wrong side is out. Come over to the 3rd block. You're going to join. Let me grab my hook. I'll be right back and show you how to get this joined. So I'm getting ready to join, and I'm over, this is the 3rd block from the left hand side on the bottom, and this is the 1st block going across to the left. So insert into this first chain space of the corner on your top block. You're going to come down and you're going to insert it right to the left side of this joining stitch. Here's your joining stitch. You want to go right into that left hand side of that joining stitch. Pull your yarn through, chain 1, and crochet in that same chain, going through both thicknesses. You're going to insert into that next chain, and you're going to work into that first double crochet on the bottom. So it would be the second chain of the corner and the first double crochet on the back. And you're going to work a single crochet. Then you're going to go into the first the first double crochet of that top block, and then you're going to find that first double crochet that you just worked in the back, and you're going to work in that same stitch. And you're going to work a single crochet. And from this point out, you're just going to match those stitches. You're going to crochet in each stitch across and do your joining seams, same as we've done before. I'll meet you at the end and show you what this should look like. So this is the top of our poncho where the neck is, and this is the rest of the poncho. So that's what it should look like. So now I'll be right back, and I think I'll get started with the neck, and we'll put the edging on the neck, and then we'll get started and finish it off with doing the border around the bottom. So I'll be right back. So we're getting ready to start the neck edging. This is the top of our poncho, and here's the V. So we're going to go down here. This can be the front or back. This is the part facing me. So where I start, I will usually use this as the back. I'm going to pull the dark color through, and where we're going to start is, let me move this so you can see better. Here is the point of your V. This is the center square at that V. So if you hold the poncho up, let me zoom out a little. I think, okay. So here's the top of our V. We're going to find this center square, and we're going to find the corner chain 2 space of this center square. So if you can see there, we're going to go right down here into this corner chain 2 space of this square. So let me zoom up. Okay. So this is our V. Find that corner chain 2 space of this center block and insert your hook. I'm just going to pull that dark color through, and I pull my new color through, chain 1, single crochet into that corner chain 2 space of that square on point. So what we're going to do is we're going to just single crochet around, just like you're joining the squares, only you're not, but it's the same method. We're going to skip this joining seam here. You can, let me see if I can, this thing sliding around my table. Here's your joining seam. And you can tell that because of the ridge of the single crochet when you single crocheted it together. So you already single crocheted to start your round 1 of the neck edging. So we made that beginning single crochet. We're going to skip this joining seam, and we're going to go into that space right beside the seam. So look for that next double crochet. Here's the corner seam. Here's the double crochet stitch. We're going to go over here into this space here, right beside your joining seam. So go right in there, work that single crochet. Find your first double crochet, insert your hook, and work a single crochet. Find your next stitch and work a single crochet. You're going to go ahead and work a single crochet in each double crochet of each block, and then when you get to the joining seam, you're going to do the same thing as when you were putting the squares together. You're going to single crochet in this last double crochet of that block. You're going to single crochet into this space on this side of the joining seam. You're going to skip that joining seam, single crochet into this space, and then in each double crochet across. I'm over towards the end of the third block around, so I'm just getting to the point on the opposite side of our poncho. So I'm going to single crochet in the last double crochet of the third block around. So now we're going to insert our hook into this space on the side of our joining seam, So insert your hook right there in that space, work a single crochet. You're going to skip this joining seam and you're going to go right into the corner chain 2 space of that square right at the point of the poncho. So single crochet in that space. I'm going to lay this out and you can see. Okay, so this is the point of your poncho and this is where we're working, in the point on the opposite side. So we just single crocheted into that chain 2 space of that square at the point. And then we're just going to continue working around. We're going to skip this joining stitch here, this joining seam, and we're going to go into the space beside the joining seam. Let me pull this work over. So here's the joining seam. You can tell by that ridge in the back. We're just going to go right to the side of that on the left side and work a single crochet. I'm trying to keep it out so you can see the white background, so you can see the stitches better. You're going to go into the first double crochet of that next square, and now you're starting the second half round around your poncho neck to finish. So go ahead and single crochet in each stitch and in each space on each side of each joining seam and work around to the beginning of round 1, and I will meet you there. I finished round 1 of our neck opening, so now we're going to join with the slip stitch. Lost my yarn. So now we're going to find our beginning single crochet, which is right here in that corner chain 2 space. We're going to insert our hook into that single crochet, yarn over the hook, and slip stitch together. So round 2 is going to be our drawstring round. We're going to chain 3, which will be our first half double crochet of chain 2 plus an extra chain for a chain 1 space. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, that acts as the beginning half double crochet, and then an extra chain. So chain 3, and then we're going to skip the next single crochet and we're going to work a half double crochet into this next stitch. So yarn over the hook, skip that next single crochet, insert your hook into the next single crochet, and yarn over the hook, pull it through that stitch, 3 loops on hook, yarn over the hook, and pull through all 3 loops. You just made your first half double crochet. So what we're doing is we're just creating like a mesh in order to weave that drawstring through, so when we're done with this round, then you can pull that drawstring tight so it fits a little bit snugger around the neck if you want it to. So your repeat around will be, you just chain 1. Let me move this out of here. Chain 1, yarn over the hook, skip the next single crochet, insert your hook into the next single crochet, and work a half double crochet. Chain 1. Skip the next single crochet, yarn over the hook, insert into the next single crochet, and work a half double crochet. And you can kind of see how the mesh is forming. So go ahead, that is your repeat. Work that around, chain 1, skip the next single crochet, yarn over the hook, and work a half double crochet into that next stitch. I will meet you at the end of round 2 and show you how to join. I just worked round 2 around my neck edging, and you can see how it forms this little bit of a mesh. That's where we're going to put our drawstring in. So to finish round 2, I worked my last half double crochet, and you should have 1 single crochet left. So we're going to chain 1. We're going to skip our last single crochet here. We're going to come over to our beginning chain 3, We're going to count up to the second chain, insert your hook into that second chain of the beginning chain 3, yarn over the hook, and slip stitch together. So you just finished round 2. So for round 3 is a very simple round. We're going to chain 1, and you're going to work a single crochet into the same top of that chain 2 space of that joining chain 3. So we just worked our first single crochet. You're going to work a single crochet into that next chain 1 space. You're going to work a single crochet into the next half double crochet, and you're going to work a single crochet in the next chain 1 space, and that will be your repeat. So you're going to work a single crochet into the next half double crochet, the next chain 1, and in each space and each stitch around. So single crochet in each half double crochet and each chain 1 space around. I will meet you at the end of round 3, where we'll join with the slip stitch to that beginning single crochet. I'm over at the end of round 3. I just ended with a single crochet into the last half double crochet, and I have a chain 1 space left. So I'm going to single crochet into that chain 1 space, and then I'm going to join with a slip stitch into that beginning single crochet. So for our final round of the neck, we're going to do some decreases and tighten our neck up a little bit. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to work a single crochet in each of the first 5 single crochet. So there's 1, insert your hook into the next single crochet and work a single crochet, that's 2, insert into the next single crochet and work a single crochet, that's 3, insert into the next single crochet and work a single crochet, that's 4, insert into the next single crochet, work a single crochet, and that's 5. So now what we're going to do is we're going to crochet 2 single crochet together, which gives us 1 decrease in our stitches. So you're going to insert your hook into that next single crochet, yarn over the hook, and pull it through the stitch. You have 2 loops on your hook. Insert your hook into that next single crochet, yarn over the hook, pull it through that stitch. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. You just decreased 1 single crochet. So your repeat's going to be, you're going to single crochet in each of the next 5 single crochet, and then you're going to single crochet 2 together, which is a decrease. So I'll show you one more time. So we're going to single crochet 1 single crochet in each of the next 5 single crochet. So insert your hook into that next single crochet and work a single crochet. 1 single crochet made. Insert your hook into that next single crochet and work a single crochet. That's 2. Insert into the next single crochet, work a single crochet, that's 3. Insert into the next single crochet and work a single crochet, that's 4. Insert into the next single crochet and work a single crochet, that's 5. And now we're going to decrease 1 single crochet. So the instructions will say 2 single crochet together. So you're going to insert your hook into that next single crochet, yarn over the hook and pull it through. 2 loops on hook. Insert your hook into that next single crochet, yarn over the hook and pull it through. 3 loops on hook. Yarn over the hook and pull it through all 3 loops. We just decreased 1 single crochet. So go ahead and repeat that around. I'm over at the end of round 4, and I just worked my last repeat, which ended with 2 single crochet together. So we're going to slip stitch our round. We're going to find that beginning single crochet, insert your hook, yarn over the hook, and slip stitch round 4 together. I'm going to fasten off. Next, we're going to work our drawstring. So I'm just going to fasten this off. I'll weave my ends in. This is what your neck should look like. Let me zoom out. This is what your neck should look like. And now we'll work our drawstring and weave that in. So I'll be right back to get the drawstring started. So I'm going to start the drawstring. I just tie my yarn around my hook. I know there's easier methods with special knots, but I just tie twice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and chain 220. So yarn over the hook, pull it through the loop. That's all there is to making a chain. Yarn over the hook, pull it through the loop. Let me zoom in. Yarn over the hook, pull it through the loop. Yarn over the hook, pull it through the loop. Now I'm making mine 220, but you can make yours as long as you want. You can just chain, and when you think it's long enough, you know, just try it out, weave it through. If it's not, continue on, or you know, start or stop where you want. I went ahead and did my 220 chain. So I'm just going to fasten off now. Yes, these aren't my right scissors. I just actually just pull that yarn through and pull up. I do lose one or two of my chain, but that's fine. I just have a little edge there. So you're going to grab your poncho. Let me zoom out just a little. So this is the front V of the poncho right here. This is where we're going to go in. You'll see this. Let me see if I can zoom up a little. Right here's the V, and you'll see the stitch right in the middle. So what we want to do is we want to go down on the left side of that stitch. So we're going to take it and we're going to go down, and then we're going to bring it out through the next chain space. So this is round 2 of the neck that you're working in, and you're just going to weave your chain through these chain spaces in order to get that drawstring through there. So go ahead and do that around, and then this one, since you went down through, it'll be coming out the front, and when you get to this side, you'll bring the other one out and it'll hang down. So go ahead and weave your drawstring through, and I'll be right back. So I weave my drawstring around the top of my poncho. You really can't see because I have it flipped under so you can see the white table underneath. But when I got over here, I noticed that I needed this to come out and it would have been going in. So I'm three openings away from where I want to be. So this is where I started, and you need your drawstring to be on the front of the poncho. So if I take this down, then this one will come up and this will be going the wrong way. So what I'm going to do, I'm 3 spaces over. I'm going to skip this space here, and I'm going to take my drawstring and skip this one and put it down through the next one. And then that way it comes out right. You want it to come out so it's coming out at the end in the front. So I have my drawstring. This comes out the front. We started where this one you go down in, which makes it stay on the front, and then this one comes out in that last one, and I skipped this one space in order for it to come out right. And I have probably 2 feet of drawstring hanging in the front. So we're going to go ahead and start our edging on the bottom of our poncho now. And our drawstring, like I said, you can just pull that tight, whatever, you know, it's not quite that tight when you have it on, but you can pull that drawstring just to make that a little bit snug around your shoulders. So let's get started on our bottom edging, and then we'll have our poncho completed. So I'll be right back to get that started. So we're going to start our edging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the front of the poncho has the drawstrings. We're going to take our poncho and flip it over on the back side, and then we're going to go down to the point of our poncho here, and we're going to start right Let me see if I can. We're going to start right in this point of the back point of the poncho and insert your hook right in that point. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this poncho around again so my point is up in the air. Where'd my hook go? So insert your hook into that chain 2 space of the point. I'm grabbing my dark color and I'm going to work a single crochet V-stitch. Let me see if I can. I'm trying to keep the white, but this thing is kind of hard to maneuver on my table. Okay, so you're going to pull that new color through. You're going to chain 1 and you're going to work a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corner chain 2 space of the back point of your poncho. So now what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet just like we did when we joined the blocks. We're just going to single crochet in each double crochet stitch, insert into the next stitch, work a single crochet, and you're going to work a single crochet in each stitch around, and when you get to the joining seams, we're going to work on each side of the joining seam just like we did when we joined the blocks, and then you're going to continue with single crochet in each double crochet, single crochet in each space on each side of the joining seam, and you're going to do that around to the point in the front. And when you get to the point in the front, stop, and then we're going to repeat what we just did. We're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in that front point. So go ahead and single crochet in each stitch and in each space on each side of each joining seam around to the front point, and I'll meet you there. I worked around and now this is the front point of the poncho. So what we're going to do is just repeat what we already done on the first half of the poncho in round 1. We're going to insert our hook into the point in this chain 2 corner stitch, and we're going to work 1 single crochet, chain 2, and 1 single crochet all in this point of the front of the poncho in the corner chain 2 space. So now you're just going to single crochet in each stitch. So single crochet in each one of these double crochet stitches, and when you get to the joining stitch into the joining seam, you'll do 1 single crochet in the space before this joining seam and 1 in the space after the joining seam, and you'll continue in that manner, single crochet in each double crochet, get to the next joining seam, single crochet on each side of the joining seam. Go ahead and work around the rest of the poncho, and I will meet you at the end of round 1. I'm over at the end of round 1. This is my beginning single crochet. I'm going to insert my hook into that stitch, yarn over the hook, and slip stitch round 1 together. I'm going to look for my corner chain 2 space of that point, and I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over the hook, and slip stitch into that space because that's where I want to start. So to start, I want to make a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet into this same point. So in order to get my double crochet in the chain 1, you need to chain 3 for the double crochet and add an extra chain for the chain 1 space. So we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, that's our first double crochet, and then we need to chain 1 more for 4, and that would be our chain 1 space. Now we need to work 1 more double crochet into this point. Yarn over the hook, insert it into that same chain 2 space, yarn over the hook, pull it through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over the hook, pull it through 2 loops,
yarn over the hook, and pull it through 2 loops. You just made your V-stitch in that corner chain 2 space. So now for the repeat pattern around, we're going to work around to the next point on the opposite side of the poncho, and then we will begin and work this all over again. We're going to double crochet into the next stitch. These are hard to see. This is my next stitch. Insert the hook and work a double crochet. I'm going to work a double crochet into the next stitch, yarn over the hook, insert it into that next stitch, and work a double crochet. I'm going to chain 3. I'm going to come back and I'm going to go into the top of that stitch, and I'm going to go right in the top side of that stitch. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over the hook, and pull it through all 3 loops on your hook. So this is your repeat across to your next point on the back of the poncho. You're going to work 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 single crochet. You're going to chain 3 and slip stitch in the top and side of that last double crochet made. So I'll show you one more time. Yarn over the hook and work a double crochet into that next stitch. Yarn over the hook and work a double crochet into that next single crochet stitch. You're going to chain 3. You're going to come down and go into the top of that last double crochet made, and you're going to come into the top side of that last double crochet made. Yarn over the hook and pull it through all 3 loops on your hook. You can see it's starting to form a little border with a little loop on top. That's what your repeat will be. Yarn over the hook, work a double crochet into the next single crochet, yarn over the hook, work a double crochet into the next single crochet. You're going to chain 3, 2 and 3. You're going to come down and insert your hook into the top of that into the top of the last double crochet made, and then you're going to go right in the top side of that stitch. 3 loops on the hook, yarn over the hook, and pull it through all 3 loops on the hook. So repeat that around until you get to the next point on the opposite side of the poncho, and I'll meet you there. I worked around half the poncho, and now I'm up at the opposite side on the point. This is where your corner is and the opposite point is. So you should have ended, let me zoom in a little bit. You should have ended with a double crochet with the chain 3 slip stitch in it by the time you got to the opposite point. So all we're going to do is exactly what we did at the other point. We're going to work a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in our corner chain 2 space. So yarn over the hook, insert your hook into that corner space, and work a double crochet. You're going to chain 1. You're going to double crochet into that same chain space in the corner. Your corner is made. So now all we're going to do is we're going to repeat this pattern with the double crochet and the chain 3 slip stitch around until we meet up with the beginning of round 2 back to the beginning point. So yarn over the hook, insert it into the next single crochet, and work a double crochet. This is the start of your repeat. Yarn over the hook, insert it into the next single crochet, and work another double crochet. You're going to chain 3. You're going to come down and go into the top of that double crochet stitch and out through the side, yarn over, and slip stitch that together. That is your repeat. Same as the other side, you worked around. Continue working around till you get to the point. Double crochet in the next single crochet, double crochet in the next single crochet, chain 3, slip stitch in the top of that last double crochet made. Go ahead and work around, and I will meet you at the end of round 2. I'm over at the end of round 2 of our crochet border for our poncho, and we're getting ready to join. So you're going to count up to the 3rd chain, 1, 2, 3 of that beginning chain 4. So only go up to the 3rd chain, yarn over the hook, and slip stitch together. I'm going to go ahead and fasten off. I'll be right back. I'm going to try to lay out the poncho or put it on my antique mannequin, which is falling apart, so you have a better idea of what it looks like. And I'll be right back. You just finished your border, and when you turn it all right side out and you're looking at it, this is what it should look like. Now, this was a little too big to lay on my table, so it is laying on the floor. I hope you enjoyed this video. This again is pattern number 517, the granny style poncho. Thanks everybody. I enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed it too. The pattern is available on my website, creativegrandma.net. So happy crocheting, everyone.